Hello, welcome to GottaBeReel movie reviews with Thommi and Jules, and right now we're reviewing The Black Phone.
Right up my alley.
Yeah, it's in theaters and it started streaming now.
That was awfully quick for it to start streaming.
$19.99. You might as well just go to the movies and pay like
$8-9 if it's just you. So it's rated R. Who stars in The Black Phone? Because I got some stuff to say about this.
The incomparable Ethan Hawke plays the grabber. Yes, I know that's funny since he wears that stovepipe.
Yeah, you know what? True.
Mason Thames as Finney.
One of the kids.
He's the main kid, right?
These kids are great in this movie.
Madeline McGraw plays Gwen. Jeremy Davies as Terrence. E. Roger Mitchell as Detective Wright. And Troy Rutzel as Detective Miller.
Okay. So The Black Phone, of course, when I seen the previews for this, I'm like, oh my gosh.
And when I saw the previews, I was like, that looks like it's gonna suck.
She really did, because I texted her about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, I've never seen Ethan Hawke in a horror movie. So anytime I see someone new in a horror movie, I'm excited because I want to see what they do. You know, we already know he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
By the way, the kids also did great in this movie because they carried a big weight of it.
Yeah.
Fantastic kids. Okay. So what is this about? So this is about, in a little small town, kids are being kidnapped. And they're teenage boys, you know, prepubescent, maybe 12, 13 or whatnot. Nobody knows. The cops can't figure out what is going on, what is happening to these kids. People are getting scared. They're telling everybody, you know, move in groups, don't do this, don't do that. What they're finding at the scene sometimes is this black balloon. But they can't figure out, when is he snatching these kids? This happened in the daytime? Why is nobody seeing this, right?
Right.
So we have a brother and a sister. Ooh, their dad's pretty...
Is that Finney?
That's Finney. This is going to be Finney. So a couple of kids had already gotten kidnapped from his school, so people are all scared, you know, whatnot. The dad in here is, I could do some things to the dad off camera that he would deserve because he was a jerk. Sorry, but he was a jerk, and he probably could have helped a little bit more if he wasn't such a mean little idiot. But anyhow,
okay.
So Finney Shaw, he's a shy 13-year-old boy. He ends up getting kidnapped, and this is after they've already had a couple of kidnappings going on. His little sister, you know, him and his little sister are really close. The little sister has this gift that her mom had. Her mom's no longer around.
Visions.
She sees visions of things that are happening. She sees visions that give them major clues to what's going on with these kids. But the dad, again, he's a jerk. You're just like your mom. You're crazy. Blah, blah. Man, I'm telling you, I am seeing addresses in my head. I'm seeing things happening. I'm seeing houses. Nobody wants to believe her, even the police, right? So this little girl is like, you know what? I'm going to find my brother. Whatever they talk about, I'm going to go find my brother.
Right.
So through all these visions in her head, eventually they come to the point where like, maybe we might have to go ahead because we don't have any clues. All we're finding is these black balloons and we don't know why, right? So Finney, the brother, gets kidnapped. He gets placed into this, basically it's like a soundproof basement so you can scream all you want, nobody's going to hear you, right?
Right.
He starts getting these phone calls on a phone that isn't even connected. You can see the wire cut.
Is it black?
Right? Black phone, right. So you see this phone, he's getting these calls and he's talking to these people and he's like, you sound like such and such, the kid that went missing before, right? So he starts getting these phone calls and they keep saying stuff to him that he's really not quite understanding what's going on, but every time that phone rings, he picks it up, right?
Right.
So here's the problem with the movie. So they called Ethan Hawke's character the grabber. He has this insanely creepy freaking mask. We don't know why he's kidnapping kids, okay? Serial killers, they're driven by compulsion. We don't know why he's doing it. Was he kidnapped as a kid? Is he just carrying on a tradition of, you know, his messed up mind and something happened to him? Is he mad at the world because something happened to him as a child and nobody helped him, so he's going to pass it on? He's angry at the world. We don't know. These black balloons have to have some kind of significance in here. We don't know because they gave us absolutely nothing as to why he was doing this. They just gave us.
He's just crazy and he's starting his own.
But something happened with the studying serial killers, like seriously in real life. Most of them, something has happened to make them do these compulsive murders and whatnot. They don't tell us anything in here. In fact, when Finney is in this basement, he's watching this TV. And on there is The Tingler. It's a movie from 1959, right? It's a black and white film.
It's a good film.
With red blood.
You ever seen it?
Never seen it, but I'm going to put it on my list.
Yeah.
All of this, I'm knowing from us just being film connoisseurs and critics, that meant something. But because they didn't tell us anything, what's with the black balloons? What's with the mask? What's with him wanting to play games with these kids? I'm going to play a game with you, and if you fail, you're going to die.
They want you to figure it out on your own.
And I'm okay with that if they give me some kind of base. We got nothing.
Okay, so in it, what was with the red balloon?
You know what? I don't know, but it's been in all of them. Blood.
See?
But we know a little bit more about Pennywise.
So the dude that wrote this is Stephen King's son.
Yes.
So maybe he put black balloons in.
As opposed to the red. You know what? That is one thing I was going to mention. The one who adapted this is Joe Hill, which is the son of Stephen King, right? I love Stephen King, especially his stuff in the 80s. But at least you get some kind of something in here. What is he getting out of killing the kids? Why is he kidnapping using this ruse with the van and the black balloons? What is it? What is it about the mask in here? I'm okay with not being told everything. I like to use my imagination. I like to go back and say, oh, you know what? Remember that part right there? Here's where it fit in. Well, I couldn't even do that because they gave us absolutely nothing. And this is the complaint I'm seeing from a lot of other people. And I'm okay with you not just spilling everything out for me. I don't want to do that. You know, anytime production is out, they want you to form your own opinion or what you thought about it. Well, I can't because you didn't give me anything to go on in here. And then there wasn't enough of a fight, you know? So when this little girl is trying to get the police involved and all this stuff, and I'm not going to tell you how it happened because this is actually pretty interesting how it kind of ended. I want you to see it. But it just happened too quick. And it looks like they had actually postponed this movie coming out from January 2022 to June 2022 because of the great preview showings, right? Because we want to show stuff in the summer when kids are out of school, teenagers are out, everybody's out, you can do family stuff together, you know, just to boost the box office, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it didn't scare me. It kind of reminded me of the movie Summer of '84. And if you've seen that movie, you know it's about the kids who are thinking that their neighbor is a serial killer and, you know, they're doing all this stuff trying to find out. Their parents are like, you leave this man alone. He's not doing anything. But that one had more of a storyline. It just reminded me of it, but it had a better storyline in there. Now, here's some fun facts, though, about the mask. So you see different portions of his face, you know, with the mask that he's wearing. The mask was actually created by Tom Savini. And if you remember Tom Savini, he does fantastic work with special effects. You'll remember him from Dusk Till Dawn. He was one of the guys who had the mustache, brown hair, and he had the gun right here. So if you know that this, from Dusk Till Dawn, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I had no idea this guy did all this until I was just recently having a conversation with one of my other, you know, film gurus. They said, yeah, he does all the, you know, the masks. And I'm like, that guy's fantastic, but he's also an actor. So he did this mask, right? And then, so the grabber, who is Ethan Hawke's character, who uses this ruse to kidnap kids in his van, he wears his stovepipe hat when he abducts one of the kids. Very much like Rose the Hat in Dr. Sleep, you know? I like to call them top hats for some reason. I'm sure that's nothing, but again, Stephen King. What I'm hoping, first of all, let me say that maybe they're planning on coming out with an origin story to tell us why he was doing this, what made him like this.
You can only hope.
But watching this, because I got zip, it's not making me excited to want to see it. I will, just because I don't like being left with nothing. I want to have a discussion. And
she wants answers.
Yes, I like to put the clues together and match them up. I'll see it, but this didn't make me want to have an origin story. Right. I'm hoping Stephen King just goes in with his son and dips his feet. I mean, I'm sure his son wants to be, you know, unique and all on his own. That's, you know, his last name isn't even King, but Stephen, please, just a pinch. Give us some of that 80s. Give us some of that 80s horror in here. I need to know why this man was like that. And it's not like he was old. He was probably in his early 40s, late 30s, maybe. What happened to him? Why is he using black balloons? Why are we watching The Tingler on a TV in here? We need to know these things. I need something to chew on. That's all I'm saying.
If somebody else knows, please put it in the comments.
Maybe there's something you know. Yeah.
Put her mind at ease.
Yeah, please tell us. We like to chit chat. You know, tell us some stuff if we missed something. And when it comes out, I'll see it again. But however, like when I told Jules, she already didn't want to see it anyways. My honest opinion, I told her, if you're not going to go to the matinee, red box it. I'm sorry, and I hate to even say that because horror is my favorite genre. But I was very, very unfulfilled with this movie. It wasn't even scary. It was just a little creepy with that mask he was wearing and not knowing what he was going to do or when he was going to kill somebody or if he was going to grab another kid and why, you know. None of that happened in here. So I'm really hoping if there's going to be an origin story, please make it deep. Stephen King, come on. Let's collaborate with the sun. We're asking you, we're begging you to please. I want to see something happen with this and I want to be freaking scared. I want to jump in the theater several times and I want to walk out and be like, Jules, oh my gosh, this movie was so freaking scary. I can't wait to buy it on DVD.
Right? Don't make that many scary movies like that make you jump like that.
Very few, but I love me some Stephen King. I got all kinds of Stephen King on digital, on DVD, in case my internet ever goes out. I am a Stephen King fanatic and she could tell you that. I love that man. We need something else. That's all I'm saying. So because of that, and let me reiterate, Ethan Hawke did a great job as this creepy serial killer, and the kids were freaking phenomenal. But I have to keep it real. I have to be honest, and it's rare that I give a movie this score. I'm giving it 2.5 clappers. I wanted to give it a 3 so bad. I was hoping it would be at least a 3.5.
I thought you were gonna give it a 2 the way that you were acting.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
You could have just given it a 2.
No, I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Like I said, they did great acting in there. It was just the storyline. Like Summer of '84 was much more in depth. I will watch that again before I watch this one. But if we're gonna do an origin story, I'm going to make the commitment to see it, and hopefully I can go back and plug in all these nuances with the balloons and the mask and the games he wanted to play with the kids, and why was he kidnapping teenage boys? You know, what's with that? There's something going on. Serial killers are driven by compulsion.
Are you sure that you didn't just like fall asleep and miss
Absolutely no, because when it comes to horror, I'm on top of it. We need to know what his compulsion was and where it was driven from is all I'm saying. So I'm sorry, I gotta give it 2.5. I would like to give it more. Come on with it. Bring another one. I'm gonna see it, all right?
All right.
So there you have our review of The Black Phone. Jules is absolutely gonna wait until she gets a free red box, but you wouldn't be wrong if you paid the $2 for red box or whatever, but I'm just saying we need more. That's all I'm saying. So thank you very much for tuning into our review of The Black Phone. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we are on Cash App if you would like to make a donation to our movie watching ventures. All right, tell us what you want to see. We got you covered. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.